Ndị be anyị ndewonu. Ọ bụ Ada Igbo na-ekwu na Igbo Media. N'Igbo Media, anyị na-ewetara unu ọtụtụ ozi gbasara ihe na-emegasị na Biafra land, n'ala Igbo na mba ndị ọzọ. N'ụbọchị nke taata, o nwere ihe bịara n'iru akwụkwọ anyị nke anyị ga-agụpụtara unu n'ụbọchị taa. Anyị gụpụtachaa ya, unu egee ya ka ọha n'uju. Ị ga-esie ya, ị drọpụọla your comment, like kwa this our video and gbasakwa ya ka o ruo ụmụnna anyị n'ebe dị iche iche arụ. Ozi anyị wetara unu tata si n'aka otu nwanne anyị nwoke, a Biafra activist. Dịka o si wetara anyị ozi ya n'iru akwụkwọ, ọ dere sị: breaking news, tension in Aso Rock as Tinubu sacked Fulani Chief of Defense Staff Musa over failed coup attempt. Biafrans react. Ya bụ ozi ka anyị ji bịa tata na Igbo Media. Ị ga-esi ya bụ ozi, gbaa mbọ gwa anyị iche ma mekwa ka ozi arụta ụmụnna anyị n'ebe dị iche iche aka. Ngwa gere ya ka ọha n'uju.
Lovers of freedom, I want you to pay very good attention to this very news because it's very, very important. I can assure you, my people. Christopher Musa has been removed as the chief of defense staff of the zoo, as is happening right now in Abuja. Recall that a couple of days ago, there was a rumor that there was an attempted coup d'etat in the Zoological Republic of Animal Kingdom, Nigeria, to remove Bola Ahmed Tinubu as the president of the zoo. And another news that came was that about 16 top officials, even though they did not mention their names, have been arrested and remanded in prison because of this very latest development, even though the zoo army debunked the news of this attempted coup d'etat, even though they said that the arrest of these 16 senior officers is not related to the rumored coup d'etat. But we all know that anything that will make 16 senior officers, including brigadier generals, arrested, it is not going to be an ordinary offense. Based on the claims of the zoo army on media, which they say it is because of improper conduct. There's something like that. It is because of the rumored attempted coup. Now, this very latest development happening now, not yesterday, not early in the morning, now, as at the time of recording this very news, it is happening live and direct. And according to the headline, I will give you this news from two different platforms. And this one is from Punch News Nigeria. They say, breaking: Tinubu sacks Chief of Defense Staff Musa and others. 24th of October 2025. Oh, say Tigo, where is that idiot? Every day, Musa put on social media. Simon Eba, Simon Eba, Simon Eba, Simon Eba. Where are you today? Are you going to continue shouting Simon Eba, Simon Eba, Simon Eba? That is the main reason why I'm recording this news. If not, I don't have time for whatever that happens within the Zoo Janjaweed terrorist army. It's none of my business. But we're going to go through it. Let us see who is going to take over and who is going to be the new Janjaweed terrorist commander. Whether he's going to come back and start shouting Samaneba or Nnamdi Kanu. Now, let us read in details. President Bola Tinubu has made changes in the hierarchy of the service chiefs. This is in furtherance of the efforts of the federal government of Nigeria to strengthen the national security architecture. A statement by the Special Advisor to the President on Media and Public Communication, Sunday Dare, read on Friday. The statement is titled Tinubu Changes Service Chiefs. According to Dare, the president appointed General Olufemi Oluyede to replace General Christopher Musa as the new Chief of Defense Staff. Okay. This very General Olufemi Oluyede is the previous Chief of Army Staff. Now, they have alleviated his position as the #1 top commander of all the armed forces of the Zoological Republic, which is the position previously held by one Christopher Musa, the terrorist commander. You understand? So now, Tinubu has removed Olufemi Oluyode from Chief of Army Staff to Chief of Defense Staff. He's the one now in charge of all the armed forces of the Federal Republic of Animal Kingdom, Nigeria. So without further ado, let me quickly take you to another news platform so that we may get this very whole, shenanigan in full details. And this one, I'll be reading from Vanguard News Nigeria, one of the zoo Gota media platforms. And according to their own title, they said, Tinubu reshuffle service chiefs, appoint Oluyede as defense chief. Of course, you can see the date, October 24, 2025. Breaking news. So this is Oluyede here. This is Oluyede. He is the former chief of army staff. Tinubu made him the chief of army staff. And now Tinubu has elevated him to chief of defense staff. And let me tell you, my people, this is premeditated. This thing you see did not just happen today. You understand? Tinubu was just waiting for this time, because he would have looked somehow to make to give that very position to a Yoruba man from beginning. Tinubu is a very, very, trickish politician. He's very cunning man. You understand? So he knows exactly what he's doing. And if Fulani thinks that he's with them, I'm sorry. Although I think the position of the chief of army staff has been given to a northerner. Tinubu is a very trickish politician. He's a criminal, actually. He's a criminal. He's a thief. Now, President Bola Tinubu has approved major changes in the leadership of Nigeria's armed forces in a move aimed at strengthening the national security architecture. Remember that this is the official statement from the presidency, right? They cannot tell you, we are making these changes because of the attempted coup. No, don't expect that. But we all know the reason. We know why it's happening. But don't expect them to say that. We know. Now, under the new appointments, General Olufemi Oluyode replaces General Christopher Musa as Chief of Defense Staff. So, since they remove Oluyode from being the Chief of Army Staff and now made him the new Chief of Defense Staff, which position has he given to Musa? Or has he been retired? Because, of course, once you attend that position, you can never go back again. Wait. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? My people, are you thinking what I'm thinking? It seems like Musa has been forcefully retired from the zoo army. Musa, I'm saying it now, I have not read this in full details. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? Because I know that once you attend that very position as the Chief of Army Staff or Chief of Defense Staff, if you are removed, you cannot be demoted. You will be retired. Whether you like it or not, you are going retirement. You understand? That is the rule. So, the reason why this Oluyode is still in service is because he was not only removed as Chief of Army Staff, but he is also now the new Chief of Defense Staff. So he cannot be retired. But the former Chief of Defense Staff, Christopher Musa, cannot be demoted. You understand? That means we are just here talking. Musa has been forcefully retired from the military. Now, Major General W. Shuaibu becomes Chief of Army Staff. Oh, Major General Shuaibu, W. Shuaibu, of course, is a northerner. I'm not sure if he's a Fulani, but I'm sure he's a northerner. Has taken over the position of Chief of Army Staff. Air Vice Marshal S.K. Aneke takes over as Chief of Air Staff, while Rear Admiral I. Abbas assumes office as Chief of Naval Staff. Abbas. Now, the Chief of Defense Intelligence, Major General EAP Ondiendeye, I don't know if I'm correct, I'm not a Yoruba man. Ondiendeye retains his position. The president commended the outgoing service chiefs for their patriotic service and dedicated leadership, while urging the new appointees to justify the confidence reposed in them and to uphold the professionalism, vigilance, and unity that define the armed forces of the zoo. All appointments take immediate effect. They didn't tell us about the outgoing, Chief of Defense Staff, Christopher Musa, because I want to know more about him. We are going to make sure that that man is not at peace as long as media is concerned. Because what that man did, the evil Christopher Musa committed as Chief of Defense Staff of the zoo, his crime against humanity is, in fact, it's out of this world. You cannot write it. You can't write it. no matter who you are, even Chinua Achebe or when he was alive, couldn't have been able to write the atrocities of Christopher Musa. The same way nobody can write the atrocities of Tukur Buratai when he was the chief of army staff. He was the only chief of army staff that overshadowed the chief of defense staff during his days in service, Tukur Buratai. You understand? The only chief of army staff that has overshadowed, overpowered the chief of defense staff during his time. So these men have committed a lot of sacrilege. In fact, the blood of innocent citizens are in their hands. So they cannot escape the punishment that awaits them. Whether the government want to shade them or not, the gods of the land, the blood of the innocent will continue to cry on their head. Whether they like it or not, they can.
Daalụ rinne maka isonyere anyị n'iru akwụkwọ n'ụbọchị nke taata. Ọ bụrụ na ozi anyị wetara gị dị gị mma, gbaa mbọ gbasaa ya ka o rute ụmụnne anyị n'ebe dị iche iche arụ, ma gwakwa anyị ichere na kọment sekshọn. Ngwa ka ọ dị.